Hello, my name is Dante Renee, and welcome to the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more. Like tonight's film, this is 1962's Jess Franco's The Awful Dr. Orloff. The Awful Dr. Orloff, 1962, black and white Jess Franco, right here. Here it is, The Awful Dr. Orloff. This is black and white Jess Franco. This was generally considered, as it says in the back of the Blu-ray, the first horror film produced in Spain. And it says this really kind of launched the career of Jess Franco, my favorite director. Now, The Awful Dr. Orloff. What a movie. What a great movie if you're looking for a Jess Franco film to watch during the Halloween season. The Awful Dr. Orloff. You'll see Orloff as a title in many Franco films. You'll also see the name and some of the names of characters in this film, or you'll see, there are many names that pop up in Franco's films, as you know. Linda, Morpho, Orloff, okay? And this is such an atmospheric, dark, gothic Franco film. Let's get into it. This film is gothic. It's slasher. There's rain. There's a boat in a mysterious body of water. There's a castle. There are secrets. We have police, drama, detective. There's characters, real characters, and characterizations, and humor. There's ballet. There's painting, visual art, nightclub whorehouse, medical experiments, and love and romance. And the interesting thing when we look at the music for this film, the music in here is right from the beginning, right as you push play. The music is oppressive, experimental gothic jazz. Have you ever put those words together before? And we have this expanse of sounds and sound design. I've never quite heard a score like this before. It's as if you are truly taking the sultry jazz of Franco's films and mixing it in the avant-garde experimental core of Franco's films and mixing that with his gothic entrances in a variety of his films, including this one. In this film, stylistically, we have Franco's reflections, mirror. You will see these reflections in a variety of ways, even reflections of light. We have a point of view shot that is very horrific and scary in this film as you are playing the murderer going towards the victim. We're shooting through bars and through glass, even spotty, dirty glass. We have many shadows in this film. Howard Vernon's character is a shadow. Especially for the beginning portion of this film, whenever he is represented in this movie, he is represented shadowed. Over his facial features, shadowed. We have many faces in this film. This is a film of faces, but this is not a film of zooms, but it's a film of faces. You know, there are many elements of this film, visually and stylistically speaking, that reminded me of Ingmar Bergman's The Seventh Seal. Interestingly enough, very, very interesting. There are a couple shots. You know, Franco has, as I said, many close-up shots with faces, but also these beautiful, haunting, creepy, distant shots. And this film is creepy and haunting and disturbing and psychosexual, and it is gothic, haunted, mysterious, also humorous, weird. It has it all. Franco's brand of horror. Thematically, we have a very interesting storyline in this film involving gender and involving the woman as an elevated necessity of life. Is this a common Franco theme in his films? Is it portrayed in this film more directly? The woman is needed in the man's life. The woman is a necessity. For a director whose core of his films is sexuality and the female body, even specifically the vagina and the butt. Franco is expressing in this film, and in as many of his films, but I saw it very directly in this film, the need for a woman, the power of a woman, the mental need, not just the physical need, but the need in our world, the need in our society for it to run the way it should and for the proper answers. Age, death, alcohol. We have very wild characters in this film, almost a carnival of characters. We have great humor in this movie. As is known with Franco, he's always mixing tones and genres within his films, even if it's a quote-unquote horror film. And Franco's horror films will never satisfy the typical stipulations of what makes a horror film. Look at his film Lorna the Exorcist. Look at Vampiros Lesbos. I've done videos on those YouTube page. You can check them out. This is definitely a film of characters, and it has characters sometimes played for the weirdness and for the humor. Look out for a quick cameo of Franco in his environment. We have breasts in this film and violence around those breasts. I can only imagine what Spain was thinking in 1962 when we were seeing topless nudity in a violent atmosphere. The story has complexity and turns and the development of people and different worlds. Howard Vernon is amazing in this film. There's a very weird story going on, brewing in this film. As I said, his secrets are revealed. It's a movie that you could call gothic, but you could never group it with any other gothic horror films, because even in 1962, even in a black and white world, there is a very dangerous element to this film. Such a great evil to Howard Vernon's character. There is such an interesting realm of discovery of that evil in this film as well, some fun with it. And some very interesting themes running through here with, marriage, relationships, and as I stated, age in particular. This is 1962's Amazing the Awful Dr. Orloff by Mr. Jess Franco. Thank you so much for watching the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page, where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more, like The Awful Dr. Orloff by my favorite director, Jess Franco. Please feel free to check out my own personal films at youtube.com/poopydiarrhea. That's Poopy. Thank you so much, and good night.